We're gonna get into the Audai Weekly. It's time to get into this one. Someone lag, please pause ASAP. But yeah, we're gonna go straight into the games. And this is gonna be a best of 5 year now. Who's gonna be taking the crown in this regard, in this PvP? Will it be JusticeSimon? This guy has been on a rampant and has been such one of the best players, honestly, in the Audai Weekly. But on the other side, well, it is a Ranger, and I've been able to cast a few Ranger games back in my time, all the way in the C games. But there you go with our map pool: Eternal Empire, Purity Industry, Golden Wall, LE, Everdream, as well as Simulacrum. So we should be good to go. We are going to be getting into the action just a bit. If you guys need the bracket, well, for JusticeSimon, he took an Ashen 1, Uplay, Quantal, the defending champion. In the meantime, Ranger took down Rise, Nux, as well as Dark V322. But hey, it's gonna be time to get into this matchup, and it's time to get into the Audai Weekly. One last go, one last show, and one last statement to try and round things up. Big shout out to Ceres for the invite yet again to just be able to broadcast this SCA tournament. I really appreciate that Sarah always keeps messaging me if I am available or not. But it's time now to get into the action, and it's time now to get into game number 1 out of 5. Let's get into the Audai Weekly number 33. It's the grand finals immediately. If you guys do want to see some of the games, I know some of the other broadcasters here do have copies of it. But let's get it on, let's get it done, and let's get into game number 1. So welcome back, guys, and whew, after a long day of some local casting, we are just gonna be going all the way over to the Vietnamese scene, to the SCA scene. It is gonna be Vietnam versus Malaysia. Just round off our night with some last StarCraft 2 action. And funny thing, PvP is still the way to go. It never ends, Daks. It never ends. But hey, it's time to introduce our players here and now. On the top right, redemption arc here for this guy. He has been a little bit of a slump, but has been able to bring things back. And right now, he is in the grand finals, guaranteed the 2nd place here in the Audai Weekly. It's our Malaysian Protoss, the representative in the SEA games. It's Malaysia's own Ranger. On this other side, here on the bottom left, one of the rising stars in the Alpha X Academy, one of the rising stars in the Vietnamese scene. By this point, honestly, he has to be a star, and I'd love to see him in bigger and better things, which he probably does in the first place. In the SEA scene, you know, Vietnam is one of the best and brightest, and he is no exception, probably exemplary instead. In the bottom left side, it is our blue Protoss, JusticeSimon. So from the quarantine tournament, we got the Cheese Fiesta Cannon versus Cannon, and this time we are going to get Standard versus Standard. Ranger as well as JusticeSimon, some of the best Protoss players in the SCA scene. And we will see what they are going to be bringing to the table. 2 gateways as well as a core here and now for Ranger. JusticeSimon going to be doing the same. It seems like everything is absolutely on point. Everything is absolutely the same. Double Adepts actually will be the opening here for both sides. Want to play a little bit of the aggression. And there is usually the debate of what you go for a double at the very start. Now, if you play Double Stalker, it's the most well-rounded one. You have your range, you have your mobility, you have your damage, and it's the safest option to go on. If you play Double Sentry, well, you have a lot of gas, that's for sure, and you're looking to solve for time, which might not work out if you're not able to get those force fields in a proper moment. If you go for Double Adepts, well, you might be looking to get the aggression on, as you do want to go for the shades. You want to get the psionic transfer to get into the middle line, as JusticeSimon blocks out this ramp, and this is going to be really pesky for Ranger. He's going to be connecting with the probes right now to get on through. In the meantime, seems like JusticeSimon as well as Ranger going to be meeting combat in the Adept versus Adept frenzy. Psionic transfer on both sides. Who will actually take the first blow? Ranger disengaging. JusticeSimon does the same. And eventually, it's Ranger with the high ground, able to get that one done. Psionic transfer giving the chase. JusticeSimon needs to get on away. What a brawl at the very start. And this is just going to be the Shade really going for that movement speed. Eventually, though, Ranger will have to back on that because JusticeSimon is way back home and looking pretty good so far in position. So anyway, as I was saying, and if you go double Zealot, then you are just basically dead in the water and you will get taken down pretty easily. But hey, it's a best of 5, anything can happen. And here and now on Eternal Empire, there are some of these angles where you can go for a proxy, and the pylon is the way to go. Now, thing to note, of course, is truly the fact that, oh, what a spot there from Ranger. that in the PvP, there is just that opportunity to really get the cheese on. Always go for the proxy, always go for a base outside your base, and you can see the timings here both sides absolutely on point. Warp Gate literally finishing at the same time. But here now, Ranger looking to get the push on. JusticeSimon will clean that up after 2 probes do go down. And here for Ranger, he still hasn't gotten rid of this pylon, but at the same time, it did prevent JusticeSimon from going for the push after the Adept skirmishes. So, in the end, who is the real winner there? Ranger right now gonna be looking to keep up with the lead. 5 workers ahead with a little less army, but oh, JusticeSimon already sending in the Oracle. A good pull though from Ranger to avoid the status ward right there, to just try and get a few things only stunned up. JusticeSimon not gonna go for the killing blows whatsoever. No Pulsar Beam. It's all about the stun there. It does slow things down on Ranger's end. It's a little different, of course, as oh, a little bit lag. Someone's disconnecting. And Ranger's like, oh my god, what's happening? So one of the spectators apparently disconnecting, and Ranger, a very, very emotional player. He really wants to try and take this victory. He can smell it. He can taste it already. And honestly, this PvP, a little different from what we are accustomed to in the PH scene. But it is the Adepts right now in position yet again. Psionic Transfer able to reach all the way into the main base. Forge right now being built as well. In the meantime, it seems like JusticeSimon slowly but surely trying to get the second base. So for Ranger, oh my god, these Oracles getting so much value. 11, 12 kills in a row. Absolutely terrible stuff right now for Ranger. And he will basically take a big blow there. He had a pretty substantial lead in the probe counts, but by this point in time, it's just going to be a little different in this regard. Pylon though, going to be being blown up to bits. Ranger wants to make sure there is going to be none of that jazz. If you have heard me say his name before, again, you might have watched the SEA Games Replay Pack, which featured many of his games because he was able to really send in a big bulk of his matches. It was really good to see, you know, how he stood up against many of the best players to begin with. The Oracles right now running on alone yet again. Double Oracles are just so potent in so many different ways. But in the meantime, we will have the push on to this side, and yeah, on the eastern front, that's how this is gonna work. A little plates though being broken on down. Howlin in the way. There's 25 minerals. Just make sure the shades don't make it through. Then, well, that is gonna be that. But anyway, still for JusticeSimon really getting the push on. Again, Ranger puts the pylon in the way. What a cock block, honestly, done by Ranger. And I feel like it's such a well-placed effort. But hey, JusticeSimon and Ranger right now still in this PvP. And again, JusticeSimon forcing another set of minerals from Ranger. It's just a slow drain, honestly. And it is trying to take away focus onto that mineral line. Natural, though, gonna be under the rest. It seems like the Adepts will be traded just for a few blows here and there. But the Oracles right now looking to go for the coup de grace onto the Sentries. But the Shield Battery doing its work. And Ranger defending really well against the Adepts here now from JusticeSimon. The Immortal gonna be blowing that one up. And well, impressive stuffs indeed from both sides. Seems like though our games are crawling to a little bit of a snail's pace, but at the same time, well, for Ranger, it really has to be playing that back row game. Now it is JusticeSimon though bringing it back with a few of his antics here and there, but on the upgrade side, that +1 will be pretty much instrumental at really keeping things up. Now in terms of the army though, you do still see JusticeSimon having a little bit of the lead. He has that Warp System ready to go. He wants to play the aggressor in the near future. While Ranger in the meantime looking for a defense squad as this Oracle is still waiting on this side. But yeah, third base might be in the cards here, and I feel like for Ranger, he's just really finding this. He's just really finding a way to snipe out anything that's hampering his objective, hampering his expansion, and then move for a push. But anyway, in a scenario like this, here comes JusticeSimon right now. Seems like a little bit of lag again, and yeah, just you know, what is up with our spectators? They're hardly unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is sometimes, and at least it doesn't lag everyone else, that's for sure. Ranger right now gonna lose the proxy pylon as JusticeSimon will move on out. Oracle right now looking for a little bit in opening, and it's time for the zaps yet again. Another set of worker kills, 20 kills right now for JusticeSimon, as a Ranger will be giving chase with those stalkers. Templar Archives though, as well as 2 more gateways. Seems like Archon's gonna be in order very soon, but if you are gonna be losing probes like that, you're gonna need a lot of more minerals and gas to get some better production on. JusticeSimon sending these hallucinated phoenixes in might be a bait and switch. Honestly, he's trying to force out a rotation, but since these are hallucinated, it means that they're not gonna have the graviton beam. They can't fake that, and that will be the illusion busted immediately. A slow game though, honestly. Very surprising to see this from both JusticeSimon and Ranger. Now, they are both very macro focused, but I have seen them really find ways to get kills really easy, to get the shutdown as quick as can be. Anyway though, High Templar right now, turning into the Archon. In the meantime, counter Archons here. Really similar compositions. So when a PvP doesn't devolve into absolute chaos and proxies and cheeses, then it turns a little bit different, that's for sure. Charge though will go online very soon. Archon's gonna be in position as well. Here we go with the Warp Prism right now, having 2 of those Immortals, and well. It's be a good way to get this push on. JusticeSimon though rolling on around again, and in the meantime, Nexus right now gonna have a 3rd base here for JusticeSimon. Ranger though trying to do the same. That poor probe getting stuck in the way, but really such a mirror image between all of these sides. Anyway though, hey, it is what it is. And what's that yelping outside? But Ranger right now with the Stalkers on the 2nd base, still the probe right now looking to come out ahead. And finally, JusticeSimon getting a little bit on to the worker count, so Ranger will have to go for a strike or 2. He sends in the Immortals, gonna micro them to get on back, but unfortunately he gets met by the Phoenix and immediately goes for the recall, saving the day, saving those units, and getting 5 probes for that. Not bad whatsoever, even though it's a big cooldown. Home of the range, and Ranger is looking to get the push on. Here comes Ranger right now, all the way in the middle of the map, and looking to find a target of opportunity, but he's all alone, looking to try and take the Cell Naga Tower away. Does get the vision. Does he have the Warp Prism to back things up? Yes, he does. Archon's gonna be next on the list. Observer gonna be there as well to float on around. We do still see JusticeSimon ready to go in after the guard. They go for the cleanup, and here comes Ranger right now. He wants to go for the 3rd base first, the most outer layer. Gonna be potentially the easiest part to handle. But JusticeSimon is in position. He wants to win this fight here and now. 89 army though to 83, pretty close on both fronts. And it is really going to be about what is hitting what. The Archons though out in front, tanking things out against the Zealots. In the meantime, Stars in behind. Reinforcement cycle here and now from Ranger, looking to get those High Templar to turn into Archons instead. And it's really close on both sides. Force fields though to cut off the sentries as well as some of the other Immortals. Guardian Shield here from Ranger, really packing in a punch and softening those blows. And this is Ranger right now having the advantage. He had bigger numbers, he had similar upgrades, he got the +2 actually a little earlier on, and it ends with JusticeSimon losing everything. He's gonna get +2 at the moment where he has nothing to use it for, and GG is called. Ranger with the first victory here in the Aodai Weekly Grand Finals. Well played there to Ranger. Having the bigger army allows him to do even better. Well, pretty impressive stuff in that setup. So that is a victory there for Ranger, and we are going to go into map number 2 pretty much immediately. This is just the Blitz mode. It's so different from the things that we do. It's so different from how we do things in the quarantine setup. It's just like, we go. It feels like we are just in boot camp or something, but hey, that's how it goes sometimes. And Ranger with that first victory, waiting on for everyone else to hop on into the lobby. But as you can see, in terms of map pool, Ranger with victory numero uno, Eternal Empire, him having a little better on the macro, even though it was just such a slight difference. Having more on that army, having earlier upgrades was just enough for him to really keep things up. And I feel like the Warp Prism drop really helped him out just a little bit, because it put JusticeSimon on his toes. It didn't really do much in the scheme of things, but at least it showed that Ranger was more or less in tune with what was going on. He was looking for the harass as well, and he was looking to get things going on his side. And well played there to Ranger. Very similar game. I love the part where he was putting that pylon up again and again just to make sure that those adepts wouldn't get in. Very impressively done by our Malaysian player. JusticeSimon The only real difference, honestly, was the army count and how Ranger was able to out probe him, basically out macro him. So honestly, for JusticeSimon, I've seen him look for harassments in places that you'd never expect. And I feel like if he's gonna be able to do the same in this series, in this map, well, it will really go a long way for him. But I hope you guys are enjoying. You know, I'm just sad that we only got the grand finals. We went really long because we went like 3-2 in our best of 5 in the grand finals and the last tournament. But hey, it's time to get into the action. Let's move on into Purity and Industry. 1 point right now for Ranger, and let's get into game number 2. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go yet again! Grand Finals right now, PvP action, one more time. I'm sick of the matchup, but I'm not sick of these players whatsoever. JusticeSimon and Ranger looking to really prove who is the better one here in the Outeye Weekly. But introducing first, on the Purity side, on the north hand position, here on Purity Industry, it's our blue Protoss, JusticeSimon. And his opponents, here now on the industrial end, on the eastern side, 3 PM. Gonna be the morning rises for our red Protoss Ranger. And again, I honestly, the most impressive part for me here between Ranger and JusticeSimon is just how close these are on the production tab. It's ridiculous how close they are. It's ridiculous how in tune they are with their builds. And it just really goes to show that if you get better and better at the game, you will have build orders to a T. And basically as a pleb player who not really plays, just mostly enjoys watching and consuming StarCraft content, that's one thing I'm really impressed with some of the better players, some of the best players. They have the Excel sheet, they do some practice sometimes, they really time it. It feels like a speed run happening every single time. And it's just such a mechanically challenging feature of StarCraft to really get better, to want to complete things optimally, because every second counts, as was proven from the first game. But anyway, Proxy Pylon right now, JusticeSimon. Gonna be putting it in the middle of the map. Pretty interesting spot, no one really expect to go there in the first place. But at the same time, if someone is on the routes, might be able to spot things out. In the middle of Purity and Industry, I love the motif of this map. And it's pretty interesting with the inhibition zones to boots. We still gotta go for the Stargate, honestly. I feel like in Purity Industry, if you don't go for the Stargate, you're wasting the space given by the amount to go for the harass. Even though it's a slow zone, it still has the effectivity of the short distance. And if you do have ranged units like something like the Tempest, well, you might be able to hit things that you would normally not be able to hit in a map that has further air range. And you want to go for the island expansion. I've never seen anyone go for this expansion though, but I hope to see it one day. So anyway, it is JusticeSimon playing the Proxy Robo all the way in the middle of the map, and this looks like it's gonna be a Stalker-based composition with some Immortals and Sentries to boots. Now, will he go for the Twilight Council to get the Blink Stalker on? Shield Barrier, though, gonna be into play. Oracle right now being built by a Ranger just to make sure he can try to get the harassments. But the real question here now is, can Ranger get the Scout? He doesn't even bother looking there. Why would you? He does have a little bit of a wall into place, but if this is going to be the Stalkers versus the Immortal, well, that is going to be a lot of hurts onto poor Ranger. JusticeSimon, though, looking to block things out, cancels immediately everything. He's just like, okay, I'm feeling pretty confident that nothing's coming my way, and the Ranger trying to force things with the Adepts, immediately assassinating the probe, just saying, hell, what are you doing? Let me in, I'm gonna punch you. He punches the probe and gets out immediately. It's like a punk-ass thing to do at a club or something. You do that to the bouncer and you run on away before he beats you up. That's pretty much what happened there. JusticeSimon, though, looking for revenge onto the Oracle instead, but this is a lot of punishment right now. 10 probes have gone down compared to the 5, apparently, on the side of Ranger. And pretty potent stuff on the Oracle, but hey, it is what it is. Both sides losing probes. Ranger getting some more value again. This time with the Oracle really flying on around, and well done there to both sides. But now JusticeSimon does have the game afoot. He has Immortal ready to go, sending things over. Where are the reinforcements? Where is the rest of the crew? It is going to be a 1v1 between Ranger as well as JusticeSimon, though. Immortal versus Stalker, and you already know who wins. Base Disruptors on points. And this is a push right now from our blue Protoss. Push comes to shove. Here they go. Even taking care of that probe onto natural. For JusticeSimon, all he needs to do is protect his Immortal and he will win the game. On the other side of the coin though, those are Oracles. Charge up with the Pulsar Beam. They're trying to get things done. Unfortunately, one of them running out of energy already. And Focus Fire is focusing onto the Sentries instead of the Immortal. Very, very interesting. Now, sure, the Immortal itself is way too tanky sometimes, but it does still have, you know, once you pop the barrier, it's still killable, but this is a little better. Graviton Beam right now with some Focus Fire. Gonna be enough to slow things down. The Phoenix flying on around doesn't have energy anymore. It's a little desperate here for Ranger because he has to defend the front line. And JusticeSimon, he knows if he gets the advance, if he gets this push, he will be able to take the W here and now. Warp Prism though for the cycles. Seems like no Immortals being in production here. There you go, the Force Field though. JusticeSimon saving those Zealots at the last moment. Very, very close. Absolutely clutch there in that regard. But in the meantime, it's still shots going on yet again. Maybe look at some value here and now, trying to make things work. But in the meantime, it's JusticeSimon with the push one more time. There goes the Focus Fire. Ranger though, using the Adept to just tank things up along the way. But here comes the Phoenix right now, looking to get the push on. Immortal right now getting warped up to the high ground. And this is going to be that Warp Prism going down. A little dangerous honestly for JusticeSimon, but it seems like since he's losing too many probes anyway, it doesn't really matter anymore. The Oracle has done its job, but the rest of the crew has to do the dirty work. And honestly, as we've seen before in the GSL, if you do not get anything done with your army in the forefront, your Oracle picks don't matter. It really is just about if you can hold against your opponent or not. And GG is called. JusticeSimon cannot survive the onslaught. Ranger with a victory, and he is one map away from taking the Altai Weekly number 33. Well played there to Ranger. Another notch under his belt, and he can taste the championship, he can taste the victory, and he is just one map away from taking the whole shebang. Big kudos right now to Ranger. He's looking to really make things work in his favor, and it'll be such a big confidence boost for him to really take this championship. But the fight is not over yet, and we are going to be going into Golden Wall next on the list. 2 maps taken already by Ranger. Eternal Empire as well as Purity Industry done and dusted in this regard. But hey, you know, StarCraft 2, anything can happen. But seems like for Ranger, he's going to be looking to just a little bit stretching. And this will give us a little bit of time to relax and digest those last 2 maps. So, Ranger versus JusticeSimon. First map, pretty easy to tell. Just small nuances, minute differences there, with Ranger having the advantage on the upgrades, with Ranger properly timing that attack. And honestly, for JusticeSimon, I feel like the best thing he could have done there was to give up that third base and then decide to fight when he was +2 as well. I don't think he noticed that +2 did come online there for that fight, and with just the extra damage and the extra army Ranger had, that was just such a good shutdown. Archons in the front really tacking things up as well against the Zealot. Splash damage doing maximum damage, and that was the show there for the first game on Eternal Empire. But on the other side, on the second map, well, a very risky strategy there from JusticeSimon. He went for the proxy robo, went for the Immortals, but Ranger with a really good economic blow twice with the Oracle. And as I said before, it's a pretty big gamble in a sense. If you do play the Oracle, you need to make sure all of the other boys do protect your base and are going to be able to hold the line against any kind of proxies. But hey, it is what it is, and that's pretty much the setup there. We are just waiting on right now to see what's going to be next on the list, because Golden Wall is our third map and Ranger asking for a little bit of break. Seems like after 2 maps, he has to just slow things down just a little bit, make sure everything is fine and dandy. As we said before, JusticeSimon taking in a pretty long path as well as a Ranger. It was a 19-player bracket, I believe, and in the end, only 16 did check in. If I maybe not mistaken, because it's a perfect bracket here. But JusticeSimon taking down Ashen 1, Uply, Quantal, and taking down Quantal since he did win last week. That was a pretty big deal. So well played there to JusticeSimon in that PvP as well, taking care of his fellow compatriot in Uply and taking down Ashen 1. So that was a thing. In the meantime, Ranger did beat down Rise, did beat down Nux, who will be performing later on in the Master Bracket, and he also got to beat down on the Dark V322. So congratulations there to Ranger as well, making it this far. And the Altai Weekly, guys, is something you can really support with the match arena and the like, and it happens every week for the SEA scene. All you gotta know is that it is just one of the best places to be to really foster some up and coming talent. And well, it seems like we are gonna go into map number 3. If Ranger does take this map, well, he will be able to say that he is a champion of this week's Aldai Weekly. In the meantime, if JusticeSimon takes a map back, we are going to be in for a series. But let's get it on, let's get it done. It's time for Golden Wall. And will the wall hold? Or will the wall break? That's going to be a real question we ask ourselves as we move into the map with the Richmond Mineral Fields, with the South Side expansions, and with the fury of these two Protoss players. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Match point here for Ranger. A Red Hand Protoss in the lead 2-0 in this best of 5. One more map is all he needs to move on to take the crown in the Aldai Weekly. But hey, first things first, we gotta introduce our players. As a spider literally fell in my ear. What the hell is that? Here on the left hand side of Golden Wall, it is our red Protoss, Ranger. And his opponents on the eastern part of the map instead, it's the blue Protoss of JusticeSimon. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And it seems like it is going to be time for this matchup to be at a crescendo. Again, if Ranger takes this, we are done with the Aldai Weekly number 33. If not, well, JusticeSimon will be looking to make this match. It seems like for JusticeSimon, he is going to go for the natural wall at the very start. Those are the two gateways all the way onto the second base. In the meantime, Ranger playing it safe onto the high ground he stays on. Now here in Golden Wall, this is a 3-tiered map. You do have areas on every single part in the first place. And you got your first floor, you got the second floor, you got your third floor, all the way up. It does make a difference in terms of that sight lines, and well, here for the side of Ranger, he likes playing it high. It's like playing it all the way up on top. And well, this red Protoss gonna be looking to get the one gateway, one core opening versus the side of JusticeSimon, who goes straight into 2 cores and 2 the cybernetics as well. Anyway though, here on the left hand side, Stargate right now being produced immediately by Ranger from 1 gate to go for Stargate. Wants to go for the quick transition, wants to go for harassment of the Oracles because he realized this has been his bread and butter so far in this game, especially on the second one. In the meantime, JusticeSimon, Stalker's not being built, Warp Gate gonna be there as well. And well. This might be very aggressively done by JusticeSimon. So he is going to be sending these 2 suckers into the front line pretty much instantaneously. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if JusticeSimon does go for something like the Twilight Castle. Could go for the 2 base Stalker Blink all in. But in the meantime, it's still Ranger holding into the front line, waiting for the first wave of units to come his way. And yeah, Gateway right now producing here. Trying to get the Stalker in position, trying to get the Stalker out and about. Here comes Phase Disruptors now on the other side, Shield Battery in position. And it seems like for JusticeSimon, his target has to be that Shield Battery, looking to just get rid of the regeneration. But Ranger is there in position and he is going to get things done. Now, in the meantime, we do have JusticeSimon not noticing there's a Stargate whatsoever. And very interesting enough, it is going to be time for the Void Ray into this field. Now, the Void Ray in the PvP usually use it to counter stuff like the Immortals. You can also use it to face off against Stalkers, but it really has to be a critical point of Void Rays versus critical point of Stalkers to really survive all these fights. But here and now, Ranger with the status trap yet again, gonna be warding that one off. What a stun on the north hand side, and that has to hurt JusticeSimon and his economy. Look how slowed down he is as these probes are doing absolutely nothing for free. JusticeSimon though, with the proxy on the robo yet again, and this time he's on a cliff. I like this position a lot better than his previous one on the last map. And honestly, for JusticeSimon, he's gonna be looking to lurk just a little bit with more and more of these stalkers. Robobay immediately. Very interesting done by JusticeSimon. So is this gonna be Disruptor drops? It might be a good way to really try to clutch things out, as in the meantime, the Warpers are now gonna get spotted by the Oracle, and immediately those Stalkers will go down to the ground. But anyway, the Oracle right now looking to float on in, does have the Revelation in his hands. Immediately will get spotted. Seems like JusticeSimon not paying attention there and did not notice the Revelations was on the board. The easy turnaround there from the side of the opponents. And Ranger just protecting the second base all the way on the south side instead. Now this is very, very interesting for me because I don't usually see... Oh, GG's called! Ranger will take it! Ranger will take it! Seems like it's just not gonna happen, and that's the victory there! Just losing things out. Pretty surprising, honestly. Well, that was just called like that. And can we get a replay real quick of what went on? Yeah, just not happening. Okay, so it is what it is. What happened there? I honestly didn't notice. Can I actually go for a rewind real quick? Well played, congrats to Ranger. Like, I don't even know what happened there. It was very, very surprising that it was just a big call. And I was looking around real quick on what went on. And that's just well played, Grats getting called there. That's well played indeed. So yeah, really surprising that JusticeSimon called it. Seems like he's just a little tired at the same time. Well played indeed. But yeah, the big it was really the Stalkers drop, right? Like, it had to be that. Since he lost all the Stalkers for basically for free, JusticeSimon was like, can actually get anything else done. And looking around the map, there was absolutely nothing. The Oracle was in position to try and potentially go for the push. Oh, he sent the Oracle in. So he did. Ranger sent the Oracle in. It went to the north side, and as soon as the now he's like the okay, it was a flyby. That was it. Never mind. So there you go. The defining factor of that last match was just basically the Stalker drop getting destroyed, and then Ranger said, "Hi, I'm an Oracle," and there you go. That was the show. Well played there to Ranger, and he is our Outai Weekly number 33 champion. So very, very short stream here now. Thank you guys. Thank you for having me last minute. Thank you for having me last minute. Big loves indeed to Ceres. I love it, and thank you guys for having you guys on the board again. So that was I really feel like it was just a little bit of rage right now there by JusticeSimon. He was just like, oh, I'm done with this. I'm not gonna win. I didn't get my drop. I didn't get my units, and that was just basically the show. He might have been a little bit tired as well after playing basically a whole day of StarCraft, and it happens sometimes to the best of us. So kudos to JusticeSimon, because that first game on Eternal Empire was really down to the wire. It really was so close, and it was just because JusticeSimon was literally a few steps behind that really hurt him in the end in the last engage. And well, Ranger using that momentum to defend really well and attack, harass the enemy mineral line on Purity Industry, and we'll go to wall. There's a good snipe there onto the Warpers, and with the Stalker, seems like the Revelation wasn't noticed there. But JusticeSimon, a rookie mistake, sometimes it happens to the best of us. And well played there to Ranger. He is our Outai Weekly number 33 champion. So there you go, guys. We are going to be calling it a night. A short but sweet session. 30-minute stream just for the Outai. But hey, I loved it. Good way to use trap. Ridiculous. It's something that it is getting a lot more credence. Kudos to Ranger, as we said. I was like, good job to Ranger. Congratulations. The status trap usage is something I always theorized, but I don't think you want to kill pros more. You just want to have the stat pad, but if you are able to really get a proper trap and no one notices, because there's not going to be the alert, right? You're not going to be doing damage. The Oracle doesn't attack on by itself, and then it's like, I'm gonna put this down here in the middle line, and that is the show. But yeah, it's something I've always been theorizing, and I'm glad that it's being seen more and more lately, even at the more middle leagues. I mean, obviously, like, some of the best players do it too. Like, I can't take credit for that idea, but I was just like, I'm surprised people don't use this more. And is it because of the Oracle changes? I think they did change the Oracle a little bit. I'm not sure if the patch is out already, but I heard that they were gonna change a few energy values recently, but yes, station is still 50. It's still 50. It does take around 3.58 seconds to set it down, but it's a 22-second stasis. It's ridiculous if you get so many probes. That is like half a minute of mining time stop. And well played. I've been up from yesterday 3 a.m. to now, non-stop SC2, and you deserve it. You deserve it. Like, I remember you got a little tilted from the previous outdie, but congratulations, Ranger. You deserve it. Well played. Congratulations. I hope to see bigger, better, and brighter teams for you. Have a good rest, and you are our champion. So I'm glad I was able to hop on in at the very last part of the Outdie Weekly and see Ranger get that victory. Game 1 was the one you gotta watch, guys, because that is just a clinic on how to play PvP as close as possible. And thank you guys for tuning on in at this last bonus segment after basically our PH tournament. We had the SEA Outdie Weekly going on at the same time, and well, we were able to at least catch the finals and witness our Malaysian player take that W. It's been fun, it's been great. I'm gonna call it a night, get some dinner, and get some rest. I hope to see you guys some more for some more StarCraft 2 action in the quarantine tournaments. Masters bracket gonna be online by around lunchtime and beyond, and well, that is something you will want to tune into. But this has been Outdie Weekly. Thank you to OSC for setting up this event. Thank you to Saris and the rest of the Vietnamese organizers for really bringing in the rest of the SAA crew. And I'm Daks. If you guys want to check me out, hit that follow, hit that sub, and check me out at facebook.com/DaksCast. Again, it's all down below, all my socials. And have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.